Welcome to the Central Prairie Co-op Podcast, your go-to source for all things agriculture. Each week, we bring you expert insights, market trends, and real stories from the field. Whether you're a seasoned producer or joining us for the first time, there is something here for you. So, grab a coffee and let's dive into the business of agriculture from the ground up. Welcome to the Central Prairie Co-op Podcast. Today, joining us is Mike Corbus, our CEO. Mike, we have talked about a lot of things over the past few months, but we haven't talked a lot about agronomy, even though there's a lot going on there.
We have not.
Many people may have heard us talk about Cooperation Reimagined. What is CRI, which is what we're calling Cooperation Reimagined, and how did that start?
Yeah, that's it started about a year and a half ago, actually. And yes, we commonly refer to it as CRI. It's just quicker and easier. But essentially, it's a growing alliance of cooperatives, another group called Parcel Ag, which is the tech side, and then crop protection manufacturers that have come together to create a more level and transparent playing field when it comes to buying crop protection products. Now, beyond pricing, CRI is also focused on expanding product choices, improving logistics efficiency, and strengthening our supply chain stability as well. So, as we all know, input costs just keep rising, and they've stayed very strong, and grain prices certainly have struggled to keep pace with that, and that's put a lot of our producers at a pretty serious disadvantage. So, we recognize that, obviously, for quite some time and have sought to find some ways to help the producers as much as we can. Well, there's another co-op that basically had agreed with us and had seen the same thing. So we were actually approached by Ag Partners Cooperative. They're up in Northeast Kansas, if you're not familiar with them. And through a lot of discussion, we found that they share our commitment as well to improving the reality of high input costs for member producers. And so from that conversation, CRI and the plan to do this began to take shape.
Mike, why is CRI important?
Primarily because it's our responsibility as co-ops to ensure that we are buying the inputs in the best possible way for our producers. So whether that's purchasing directly from the manufacturers or through brokers, we believe that it's important for transparency and access to multiple options. It's equally important to make sure that the producers have the products when they need them. There have been times in the past where there have been shortages. Thankfully, they've not been very long-term, but we discovered the higher up you are on the totem pole, the more likely you are to get product dispersed to you that can now go to the producers. So we want to be higher on the totem pole for our producers. As we grow in scale, it will increase our ability to expand even more products on this and help protect the availability, like I said, during periods of shortage. And what we had discovered, when I say level playing field, is that we were competing against some other entities that were, frankly, getting things at a lower price than we were. There's a lot of things going on in the industry, and it's really important, I believe, for co-ops to start cooperating again, working together. We can have a lot of strength together, and that's also part of the genesis of this project. And we've made a lot of progress. We'll talk about that in a minute. But with CRI, we've essentially approached manufacturers directly. And by the way, we've had a lot of support from those that are participating as well. But with the idea that, hey, come compete. Give us your best pricing. Some of the models and the way business was conducted in the past wasn't necessarily all that advantageous for us, and so we're changing that a little bit here.
A lot of work has gone into the CRI project. It is a huge project. What did it take to build CRI and get us to where we are now?
We've been working on this for a year and a half, and frankly, there were just so many things to look at. Politics, of course. Who could we approach? How do you approach them? The other side of this was, we didn't have a platform to run this from. There's a lot of moving pieces. You have to onboard people, understand the products. A lot of times, co-ops will use the same product but their name differently. So how do you implement the ordering? Where does it come from? That's another big one. The logistics side was huge. So we were fortunate, like I said, Ag Partners approached us first, and we were able to work very closely with them and the manufacturers. And then Parcel Ag is the one basically that brings us the platform. They've been great to work with, helping us build relationships and the infrastructure to support this whole thing. So long and short of it is it was tons of meetings, countless meetings, a lot of negotiations, and frankly, there was a significant amount of input from our very own agronomy professionals, our agronomy department, to answer all the questions. And as always, there will be more, but this was started from the ground up. So there was a huge learning curve as well, but we're very happy with where we're at today.
And where do we stand today with CRI?
Well, we are now fully operational. We have placed an initial order. Right now, we have 4 active member cooperatives, both in Kansas and also another state. Combined, we represent about $183 million in volume across both crop protection and seed. So, again, that's some pretty good leverage for us. That means that the number of CRI members doubled in the last several months. And given the level of engagement and partnership that we're seeing, we do expect that to double again next year. Another thing is CRI now has 7 suppliers covering branded, generic, and direct manufacturing partners. Also beginning January 2026, in addition to crop protection, CRI members, our cooperatives, will have access to unique seed purchasing as well as custom bulk blended seed treatment. And we're going to thump our chest just a little bit here. So I am very proud of the fact that we are amongst the founding members here. There were many others approached, and I think we've been very proactive and seeing the issues of today, but also seeing where things are going and trying to change course when we think it's necessary. And like I said, there was a number of other people in our cooperative and the others put a tremendous amount of work, so I'm very proud of everybody involved, very much so.
An additional benefit of CRI is our partnership with Parcel Ag, providing access to an online ordering portal for our producers. That portal is called Input IQ.
It is. Yeah, that's another piece of technology that they were able to bring as kind of part of this initiative, but it's available on the CPC website. So there's a tab that says Order Inputs, and you can click on that and sign up for it. But what it does is it provides pricing transparency and also a very convenient way of ordering crop protection products. Orders can be shipped. There are some volume requirements to do that, or they can be picked up at any of our agronomy locations. So I would encourage anybody interested in that and that level of convenience to contact our agronomy department at 620-278-2470. And again, just as a quick summation here, our goals with CRI is that we're hoping, and we are seeing some of this already, so probably in the next season, producers should start to notice some of this, is that we do want to buy better so that we can pass those savings on to our producers. Price is important, obviously, and that was one of the big drivers here. But again, it was also about making sure that these things are available to us. Again, when a shortage comes, we would much prefer to not be waiting longer. I'd rather have the products available for people. So it just provides a lot of transparency, levels the playing field, and that's what we were going for. And I think we've achieved it. So we're going to expect to see some changes in the future.
Mike, thank you so much for joining us today and providing this update.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. And I will just close out by saying a very sincere thank you on behalf of the board of directors and the entire staff at Central Prairie Co-op and myself. We We appreciate everybody out there, and we probably will be bringing you some more news, particularly for agronomy here in the near future. So look for that. Appreciate it.
Thank you all for joining. Be sure to tune in next week to the Central Prairie Co-op podcast, where we talk all things ag from the ground up.